Okay, so today we're going to learn how to solve inequalities by adding or subtracting. Essentially, all we're doing here is the exact same thing we did in chapter 1, except in our problem, we're going to have one of these symbols, either a greater than, a less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So in chapter 1, all of our equations, again, an equation has an equal sign. This time they're going to have an inequality symbol. So if we look at the first example, we are going to be using inverse operations to solve these. So for example, let me just show you an equation first. Let's pretend like we had this. X plus 12 equals 20. Back in chapter 1, what did I do to solve for x? Melanie. Beautiful. So you subtract 12 from both sides, and we find out x equaled 8. We're going to do exactly the same thing when they're inequalities. The only difference is when we solve it, we're going to have, in this case, a less than symbol. So the process is the same. You subtract 12 from both sides, then you get x is less than 8. So now instead of an equal sign in between, it's an inequality. Next week when you take the test, you must include the variable, the correct symbol, and then the number. Don't just tell me that the answer is 8. So show your work on the test and how you're using your inverse operations. Now, this question also said to graph it. So if I were to create a number line here, and I'm not going to start at 0, I'm just going to put the number I'm trying to graph right in the center, and then I'm going to give some numbers on either side of it. Notice how it's in sequential order. It goes up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, what type of circle am I going to put on my graph for a less than symbol? Opened or a closed circle? An open. And remember, it's on the number. And will I move to the left or to the right? To the left. All numbers less than. Remember, less than is left. And this works when the letter's on the left. All right, let's try another example. Here we have d minus 5 is greater than negative 7. What do I need to solve or do to solve to get d by itself? What am I moving? Kyla?
Add 5.
Perfect. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And I find out d is greater than negative 7 plus 5, which leaves me with negative 2. And again, if I asked you to graph it, you could draw your little number line. Again, you don't need to put a 0 in here. Just put the number you're trying to put the circle on in the middle, and then make a number line. Opened or a closed circle? Open. Going left to right. It's going there. Now, you could put it right on the graph. I just put it above it just so we could see it a little clearer. Good so far? Because see how they do it? They put it right on their graph. You can do that. All right, let's look at another example. Let's skip that. Let's try this one. S plus 1. S plus 1, that's an S, is less than or equal to 10. What do I need to do to get S by itself? Good. I need to move the 1 away from the S, and then I get S is less than or equal to 9. When I graph it, opened or closed?
Closed.
Closed circle. Go on left or right?
Left.
Good. So it'd be on the 9 going to the left. Perfect. All right. Let's get into a word problem. Here we go. Sammy has a gift card, and she already has used $14 of the total value. Okay, her original gift card was 30. It wants us to figure out how much money she has left on that gift card, but it wants us to write an inequality. So we knew she had $30 originally, and she spent 14. How are we going to find out how much money she's got left? What are we going to do with that 30 and 14? Gabriel? Subtract it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an addition equation. So I could say gift card plus 14. So this is the G is the amount of money still on the card. She's already, or left on the card, plus the 14 she spent. And we know that it can't go over 30. It could equal, so that's why it's going to be less than or equal to. And then Gabriel said to subtract to solve. So this is why I wrote an addition equation, because I'm using subtraction to solve. So what does this tell you? G has to be less than or equal to 16. How much money could she spend? How much does she still have left to spend? Can she spend $17? No. Could she spend 16?
Yes.
Could she spend 15?
Yes.
14?
Yes.
And so on. So she could spend $16 or less than that. So this is why when you go to solve this or graph it, you're going to have your number line. And then you could put the 16 here, and then 15, 14. So she could spend 16 and all of this money that's less than that. Good on that? We knew that she had, and let's go back. Okay.